isn't necessarily for the right things, you know, the idea. Someone said about what he was wearing and shit like that, which is just rubbish. But would you travel 12 hours to a destination when you've got 3 or 4 days off, and then you've got 8 hours, obviously, time difference, the jet lag going to America, you've been to that west side of America, when you obviously you've had bad results, you're trying to prepare for a new manager coming in for the Tuesday. Would you do... I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying, it's not... I'm not jumping up and down about it. Would you do that as a point of view? That was the thing that surprised me.
In my time off, if it's my time...
Yeah, if it's 3 or 4 days,
I'd do it.
You would?
I would do it simply because it's my time, innit?
I know, but...
do it.
It was 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, but the thing is that you go and, like, if you're going for 3 or 4 days, then that jet lag's not going to cause you too much of a problem.
Do you think so?
I don't think so.
I think it hits you hard.
He's not going to be in premium
if we're
economy,
talking about,
though, is he?
if we're talking about...
He's going to be in a full-on bed.
Yeah, but you're still...
Viewers, hit the like button and make sure you are subscribing. We saw Marcus Rashford get absolutely abused last week for having a short break. By the way, it wasn't the West Coast 12 hours of America. As far as I'm concerned, the basketball match he was at anyway was in New York. So that's only kind of a 6 to 7 hour flight. Got absolutely dragged across the coals by the mainstream media. He is Gary Neville, ex-United player, Man United legend, slamming him and Casemiro for their trip to America during the international break. Let's take a listen.
On a flight, though. You still have a flight.
You know what I mean? For that reason, Gal, I'd probably go for that bam and you step, and then you come back and you're on the same time.
But then all right, I'll ask you this question.
It's more the situation, isn't it?
Yeah, Ruben Amorim, the manager, would he think, OK, that's what I'd want my player doing, preparing for my first training session?
Ruben Amorim and the football club gave permission to all of the Man United's players who were not injured and that were not on international duty that they could take a break away. Now, I understand that a flight to Spain is a little bit shorter than a flight to New York. But as Jill Scott said, the man would have been probably in a private jet with a double bed, and he would have left and gone at the times where he's not even messing up his body clock. It was a few short days. He was training while he was out there, and the club gave permission. Why the onslaught on Rashford? Now, I know some of you don't like Rashford, so you're going to jump on the bandwagon. But remember the precedent that you're setting.
12 hours away. If you're Casemiro, 30-odd years of age, we've been struggling. Would you want them on a 12-hour flight, an 8-hour time difference, 3 or 4 days? Would you, if you were...
I don't think it was. I swear they were on... Maybe they went to both. Please, someone clarify for me. But I thought they were in the New York, the East Coast side of the country, as opposed to the West Coast side. But just anyone who has that information, let me know.
Would Amorim look at it and think, yeah, that's the right thing to do, guys, well done?
Probably not. But then you look at...
But that's the... Would that then...
Do you think he's told them that he's going?
Yeah.
Of course he's told the club that he's going. Absolutely, the club will have known. You'll probably find the club has arranged or helped with some of the arrangements in terms of flights, fitness coaches, etc. Of course the clubs know.
Probably, but you look at Casemiro. Casemiro, as an experienced player, he feels like, you know, I'm gonna do that. It's his choice. Maybe he's coming towards the end. He might be thinking, well, whatever you do, I'm not really fussed. And in respect of the other players who are going, it's just their decision. If it's a bad decision from them, from Amorim's point of view, then he'll relay that, won't he?
Has it become acceptable? I mean, I'm nearly 50 now, so it's 15 years since I was living that way of a professional football player, thinking about how the standards needed to be. I'd be looking at, I think, one of my teammates thinking, fucking hell, we got a game. You know what I mean?
The thing is, though, is this, and I understand the standards that people want, but can't we also look at it from this perspective? Gary Neville was playing in a time, and although Fergie removed a lot of the drinking culture, Roy Keane has told us a number of stories of him and the boys either on international duty or on club duty going out for drinks. Now, for me, players going out during the week and getting drunk is far worse for your preparation to a game than taking a holiday. You've got to remember what we're doing here. We're criticising somebody taking a holiday by people that used to go out and get drunk. Gary Neville, maybe not so much. I want to check something as well. Flight time to Dubai. So it's a 7-hour flight to Dubai, and we see loads of players. In fact, we see clubs go for training in countries like Dubai in the middle of the season. That's a 4 or 5 day trip. That's a 7 to 8 hour flight. Yet nobody criticises that. Why is going to the East Coast of America which in some respects is a shorter flight than Dubai, a problem. This, for me, is a ridiculous agenda that does not need to exist in any capacity. And do you know what really gets my goat about this? When I woke up and I watch this show every week, I've got a lot of respect for what they do on the overlap and Stick to Football. It's really good content. But the bit that wound me up about this is the element of you guys were out there pretty much defending David Coote last week. And that between them and the mainstream media, sticking white powder up your nose, being xenophobic, attacking a manager of another football club, the anecdotal evidence of grudges and biases existing in the game, that was defended. Don't have a go at the man. Don't make it a witch hunt. I don't think any of that behaviour has an impact upon the referee's ability to do his job. It comes to Marcus Rashford doing what 99.9% of all footballers do that are not on international duty during international breaks. He took a holiday. If he was in Dubai, nobody would have complained. Because for some reason, I think we think it's a shorter distance. But he goes to America and they're on the attack. Rashford taking a holiday. No word of him drinking, taking drugs, partying all night. No word. That's being criticised. David Coote, doesn't matter that he does drugs. Doesn't matter that he slags off other managers. Doesn't matter that he does something that's xenophobic. All the allegations don't matter. Doesn't matter that Graham Poll and Clattenburg and others have admitted they hold biases against fans, against X, Y, and Z. Doesn't matter that Keith Hackett comes out and tells us the inner dark secrets of the PGMOL. Nothing they do will impact their match day performance. Rashford takes a holiday. They string him up. They string him up by his short and curlies. And as I said at the beginning, if you don't like Rashford, you'll probably jump on this rhetoric like a bitch in heat. You'll probably jump straight on this, yeah, my chance to get at Rashford. But it absolutely stinks. Because as soon as this gets done about a player you like, you will cry fail. So keep the same energy. And that's my message to Gary Neville. Keep the same energy. Why are you attacking the professionalism of Rashford, who's only doing what all other footballers do in this day and age, and there's no data, no scientific evidence to say this is bad for him, but yet the professionalism of David Coote was completely and utterly left alone by yourself? Strange to me.
I'm thinking...
Different time, I think, with the way the players think about it.
No, they're more professional than us. I think...
Fuck me. They're more professional than us. Yeah, so you're saying that this generation of players is more professional, but you're having a go at him for being unprofessional. I don't understand, Gary. Maybe you'll explain it now, but what's going on?
They're more professional now than we are. I genuinely believe
they've
that.
got more scope to go and do more things. They can fly off there and come back in time before they get their jet lag kicks in. They can do all that.
I mean, maybe, look, I just think from a professionalism point of view, looking at the details, I just think... I'd ask the question, would my new manager want to see me there? Would the fans at this point?
They would have had that book. They would have had the international break sorted.
The thing is, whether the fans want to see him there, I understand that if Rashford has a bad game this weekend, people, he shouldn't have been in America. But look, people have done that for years. People have done that for years. And I understand from a PR perspective, it doesn't look great. But the same people that will attack it and go, it looks bad, are the same people that say they hate PR. So you can't have it both ways. You can't hate the bad PR. Sorry, you can't hate the good PR and then condemn the bad PR. You have to ignore all of those things. You have to ignore all the aesthetic-looking elements and go with playing well or not playing well. The crazy part is if Rashford turns his form around, which we all hope he does as Man United fans, he'll be back in the England squad and he'll be travelling halfway across Europe in that same period anyway. So from a Man United fan point of view, he'll be less... If he turns his form back on, he'll be less refreshed than he is now after every other international break. So look, I think this is, again, a nothing burger. It is Rashford being attacked for no reason. I asked the question, where was this energy for David Coote and the PGMOL last week at large? Where was his energy? They got defended. Let's go and attack Rashford, though, because he had a fucking holiday. Shit my boots.